Well, here we are, Monday. A little bit of an update on CLA Delon and what's been happening. The rudder was removed, and that enabled them to actually then get in and remove the propeller. Quite a bit of work because a lot of things there were very corroded, difficult to get to, but they've done the job. They've got the propeller off. And yeah, we then had a guy in today to inspect the shaft. He's created something like 3,000 shafts of barges. Long and the short of it is that we're going to get a new shaft. We thought that might happen. But, you know, progress is coming along quickly. CLA Delon's looking great. She's a mess inside, but that's okay. You know, we've had to pull back, patches from the walls into the floor so that we can get access, because today it is welding day. There's a couple of places that we need to overplate underneath. I've gone along the boat and taken photos and marked up and measured inside to work out exactly where they are. We've found all of those and we're ready to go. So that's what's going to happen. It's been a bit of a process to get here, but we're really happy with it. Karina's been continuing to work on the dog hatch, a first coat of varnish there on that, and yeah, everything is coming together really nicely. So 7:30 a.m. this morning on Monday, here we are. That's what she looks like at the moment, and let's see where we go from here. Let's talk a little bit about what's happening on CLA Delon. So the propeller shaft was extracted. They've also found a collapsed or cracked ball bearing that's going to be replaced. Down under here we had to lift out the bed and the stern cabin so that we could get to the plate, so we could do a fire watch as they welded a section down here. That's completed. Frankly, she's becoming more and more of a building site. Down here we now have a ventilator set up, fan with a extraction duct that's running down here. So there's a section of plate, a long thin one that runs under the floor, so we can watch from down here, make sure that that's all okay. We also need to swap over behind the bulkhead there into the engine room. There's a little bit behind the generator or behind the fuel tank. It's not too dangerous. We can see the plate, it's all exposed. It's not a big issue, but that has to be monitored. Here you can see our water tanks. The water tanks are, we have 10,000 litres of water under here. So the tanks run up to the edge, right along about there, and then back down. So quite large. There is a small hole, you can't quite see it, rust spot just about there, and we're getting that patched. So obviously this one's easy because we can lift up the floor. That's simple for us to monitor. Coming down the corridor, turn the light on. There's another patch that needs to be welded. I've had to pull out the cupboard, take out the shelves, cut a hole into the back here so that we can get the plate. There'll be a couple of weld spots on the other side of that. And then the last major one is right up here in the bedroom. There's about a 500 by 500 plate that's going in underneath the floor here. You can see the radiator lines running there, and then there's also ballast. And then if you come back this way, at the moment they're just paving stones that are laid flat. If you come back that way, they're all stacked like this. There's a lot of paving stones under here, giving a bit of weight into the boat. That's fine, they can weld underneath that without any problems, but we'll be able to monitor it from here. So that's where we're at. Plate welding day and shaft extraction day. So here's the shaft that's been extracted. There's the ball bearings that are coupled around that. And yeah, watching the guys sort of maneuver and carry things on and off the boat, it's quite a process. But it's off to be fixed. It's great. And one of the unexpected pleasures of being in the shipyard is there's some fantastic photography opportunities. I love taking photos of the guys when they're working. They're quite dramatic. You should really check out the blog, timble.com, to see more of those. So somewhere along that wall, they are doing welding at the moment. Still haven't quite figured out where. The extraction fan's in there sucking away the smoke. The engine fans are on. We just have to keep an eye out and make sure that nothing goes wrong. Funnily enough, the easiest way to see that is with this video camera. So I wasn't sure where the welds are, but now you can see them, those spots there on the wall, basically where they've spot welded on the plate on the outside. That's great because now I know where it is that I need to look. As you can see, it's raining, which delays progress, but that hasn't stopped them. Basically what happened this morning, they got out with torches and dried the bottom of the boat underside, and then they've actually sprayed it. I was wondering why these gaps were left, but that's the drip line where the water's running down, so they've just left those. That coat set reasonably quickly underneath, it'll be fine, and they'll come back and they'll touch it all up. It'll all end up with one solid coat on a good day later on, but it's you know, they're doing everything they can to get the boat finished as quickly as possible. It's been a fairly epic day and the boat looks like a disaster zone, but we've made a lot of progress. One of the really positive things was we had the glazier in, and they say that they can pull this silicone and reseal it, which will hopefully, once we've sanded and refurbished these, stop the, you know, the watermarks that we're getting from leaking here. So that's really good. Waiting on a quote from that. The welding of the hull has been completed today. We've got another coat on these dog hatch lids, and yeah, we're getting set up at the moment. Karina's out there taping up windows because tomorrow they're going to sandblast the coach roof. We are moving forwards quickly. And there we are. That's CLA Delon today up until Monday. Things are progressing quite quickly and there'll be more coming soon. Thanks for watching.